I got big tidbits. You are listening to Tidbits. And what is this tidbit about? Gender roles.
My father has always been cooking for the family on a Sunday. Does that make him a female? Or, does that mean he's doing the work of a female?
So, what exactly are gender roles? Well, it won't sound that unfamiliar once I tell you what it really means. So, according to the Urban Dictionary, gender roles imply to the role of behavior learned by a person as appropriate to their gender, determined by the prevailing cultural norms. Now, you know that this term is so familiar that it's been cultivated in you since the very beginning.
Hi, my name is Aditi Thirani. So today morning, my mum came to me with a piece that she'd written about mothers. And I'm paraphrasing right now, but it went something like mothers in the previous times, which is from her time, were more devoted to their children. They really took care of the house. They did a good job bringing up their children. Their children didn't feel neglected. But nowadays, with the women wanting equality, working, and everything, children are often ignored. She said it in a poetic language, and of course, I don't remember the exact words, but this is what came to me. And I got so riled up. And I said, are you crazy? You have to stop thinking like that because it's not fair to expect one person to completely sacrifice their lives for everyone else. And that never ends. And I was also trying to explain to her that if you see advertisements, they instill this guilt in mothers that if you don't buy the right paste or the right oil, or anything right for your house, even a washing powder, it's your responsibility. And if you fucked up, then you are a bad mother. It's brutal. And it's so subtle and subconscious that most people see it as normal. So I was also trying to tell her that how if a mother takes care of the child, it's like there's no applaud whatsoever. But it's the exact opposite if a father does it. Even if a husband helps in the housework, it's like, oh my God, he's amazing. People don't even realize it. It's literally ingrained in people's brains. And that's the problem. It's such a deep part of our conditioning that these traditional roles will take a while to break.
Hi, I'm Jasleen. I'm a mother to a 6-year-old feisty daughter. There has definitely been a huge bridging of gaps when it comes to gender roles, and men and women are taking up roles that were traditionally meant for the other sex, and that's happening quite rapidly. I can safely say that till my parents' generation, at least, that wasn't the case. It was very clear that the men did worked outside the house and women did the work inside the house. That's what I've seen my mom always do. But having said that, I never grew up with those rules. Like my parents never imposed those rules on me. I think in their head they were clear that that's not something they want for me.
Hi, I'm Radhika Bajaj from Mumbai. Yes, I believe there is more equality in male and female gender roles nowadays, since most educated parents are teaching their sons and daughters since a very young age to not discriminate between genders. As we've seen nowadays, most women are also going to work. And as you know, a house cannot function only on one man's income, which, however, also gives women that prestigious status of being a breadwinner, which men have been enjoying and boasting about since so long. So there are many celebrities, many influencers we've all seen in so many interviews, when both the mother and the father are celebrities, and when the wife is off for a shoot, it's the husband who's taking care of the house and of the child. Are they practicing gender roles? Of course not. If we're always trying to emulate celebrities, we're always trying to be like them. Why are we not practicing what they are practicing? Why are we practicing gender roles? We're supposed to break through from them. So, for an example, my father has always been cooking for the family on a Sunday. Does that make him a female? Does that mean he's doing the work of a female? Instead, he's just trying to give my mother a day off, as she's been doing as she's been doing this work for the entire week.
Hi, I'm Janie Mehta. I'm 30 years old, a working mom. I do believe that there's way more equality between male and female nowadays than I would say 30 years ago. I see a lot more boss women now, a lot more women having their own companies, and even in friend circles, I see that everybody is working. In terms of pay grade and sort of who has the final say, I still do feel like it is more male orientated, which is sad to say so, but that's what I've been seeing recently.
Why are some chores only associated with women? Or do you agree that household stuff is expected only out of women?
There is no such job meant only for males or for females. Like, cooking is for females and carrying something heavy is for the male. I'm sure we all know women have proved time and again that even they can do everything that a man can. There are so many women as single parents, and they are doing all that it takes to bring up the child, be it balancing work, be it doing the household chores, be it even pulling up a ladder to get something. So, while so many jobs are, gender centric, so much all of this is like clearly rooted in stereotypes. Example, women as nurturers, men as financial decision makers, others seem to be more randomly assigned. So, who decided that bank telling is women's work and driving taxis is a man's work? So, we're supposed to, like, all of these are just made up by the society. So, even today, when my friends sat in an auto rickshaw in which there was a female driver driving the auto, so, all of them were really excited about that. Everyone was posting about it and all, like a female is doing this job. But who created all these? Who has even randomly assigned all these jobs that this is for a male, this is for a female? So there is no such job meant only for females or only for males.
I have a daughter now, and we are very mindful that she grows up in a way that she doesn't even know that these rules exist. I don't think now there are any jobs that only a man can do or only woman can do at all, from literally in any vocation there is. I think men and women can both do whatever they want as long as they're interested in doing it. I mean, you should never push a girl to do something. I mean, the whole fact that sometimes people push girls to be less girly and they push boys to be maybe less boyish, even that's not right. So I'll give you an example. When my daughter was born, I made sure that, her crib set is blue. I made sure she has clothes in all colors. I made sure that I got her toys from trucks to diggers to dolls and to everything else. But growing up, she loved pink. She's a very girly girl. And she's like, my favorite color is pink. And that's just who she is. So then, even for me to push somebody from being something that they are not is not right. As long as you're being true to yourself, it doesn't matter what gender you are and what role you want to take up.
Of course, I've heard so many instances. I do have so many guy friends who are shamed for not being masculine enough.
There are a few jobs that are only for the female. For example, giving birth to a child. But no, all jokes apart, I don't really believe that there should be a job for a male or a female. You see a lot of strong women in the police force, in the army, in the military, not only mentally strong, but also physically strong. And the same goes for men, where you see a lot more stay-at-home dads while the woman goes out and is the breadwinner. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it's fantastic that times are changing towards that. I don't think that children should be raised upon gender roles at all. Being a girl mom myself, it's easier for me to borrow clothes from my sister who has sons. But unfortunately, I don't think I could say the same if it was the other way around. I don't think my nephews would be wearing dresses, for example. And I think it's also the way society talks. You're such a good girl and you're such a good boy versus you're such a good human being, you're such a good child. I think it will take a lot for children to be raised agnostic of their gender.
This progressive thought definitely makes me happy. But maybe a lot of us have a long way to go to accept defying traditional gender roles and responsibilities. And what is it like professionally? Do women have to work harder than men to gain recognition?
Hey, I'm Shweta from Lucknow.
It is always very challenging for a woman to be recognized and be respected overall. Like, a woman can do everything in her capability and she'll still be judged, I think. And that's the saddest part about all this. And professionally, I think, yeah, women are getting recognition more, but still there are very much differentiation that are being faced.
Yes, I feel that women have to present themselves more professionally than men in workforce to, gain respect as they are not taken seriously. It's a bitter truth, but it is the truth. For example, I've myself heard so many people from this film industry, saying like, Even though they are products of nepotism, they are not taken seriously as directors, producers. So they are focused so much difficulty producing big films because they were not taken seriously, thinking, she's a female. How is she going to get the budget for the film? How is she going to source everything? So even though a female might be of equal qualification, she might be, in fact, she might be even smarter. She would still not be taken seriously given that level of respect, work, pace.
I do think, as a woman and especially as a mother, that I find myself pushing a lot harder. I will do a lot more to get into that late night meeting, or even make sure that sometimes I work on weekends just to show that, you know what, just because I have a home and a kid doesn't mean that I will not do something, or that doesn't mean that that's my shortcoming.
And talking about the current lockdown situation, well, it's been a great learning for many of us to understand how important it is to divide and carry out daily household chores. It wouldn't be wrong to say, well, this lockdown has certainly made men do things they would never done otherwise.
During this lockdown, gender roles definitely have diminished. You'll see men who previously weren't doing things like ironing or cooking or doing the groceries, at least typically, everybody's chipping in and everybody has to chip in. And I think it's great that the men are finally aware of all the hard work that the mothers do or the wives do. But I do worry about what happens when lockdown is over. Will men have formed these habits where they will continue to pitch in, or will they go back to their old ways and be like, you take care of everything?
But I think for my parents, I have really noticed a difference as to how much more my father chips in and does around the house, which he never used to before, because there was house help and he never needed to. So it was quite defined in terms of how my mother would take care of the house. And he was the breadwinner. But I see that change a lot and I really appreciate it. And nobody had to tell him to do that. He just saw that there's a lot more work around the house and he just naturally got up and he does whatever he possibly can. And I think that's great. I'm sure that's happened in other households as well.
It's time I find another hot topic to make you uncomfortable with. Catch the Titbits podcast on Hauterfly every Wednesday.